Okay, awesome. So welcome everyone. I'm Fionn. I'm the National Development Manager at Beicio Cymru. So thank you for joining the second Women's Community Meeting of the year. So we run these on the last Thursday of every other month, and we usually have a guest speaker and a theme for each session. So these are a really good opportunity to learn, to get some inspiration and to connect with like-minded women across Wales in the cycling community. So today is a little bit special as we are super lucky to be joined by Becky North. Some of you may know her better as Becky James, and you might see that she has the same last name as me, so she is my sister. But she is double Olympic silver medalist on the velodrome, now turned personal trainer, and she's running her own women's online fitness community. I hope I'm kind of describing that right, Bex, but I'll let you talk about it in more detail in a bit. Okay. But Becky is incredibly knowledgeable in the world of strength training, and I think that's what we're going to talk about a lot today. So the format for this session is going to consist of a little bit of a Q&A just between me and Becky to start, just to give everyone a bit of a background on her cycling journey and her life after cycling. And then we'll move on to questions from everyone else. So feel free to use the chat if you do have questions throughout, or you're welcome to ask it over the microphone when me and Becky are done with our little interview. So the whole thing should probably last no more than an hour. And to kind of set the scene and start us off, I am actually going to show a little bit of a video. So fingers crossed this is going to work. And you have to give me a second to sort it out. Sorry, just someone else joining, and now I'm having a mind blank how I share my screen. Sorry, share. Very sorry, give me 1 sec. I've made this mistake before where I need to make sure I have got the sound working as well, because that is very important. So give me 1 second. Share sound. Okay. And Becky, you don't know what video I'm playing, but I'm sure you'll know this moment very shortly.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's not a bad one. Okay. Please, if the sound doesn't work, please just give me a shout and I'll see if I can change the settings, but hopefully this should work.
It's anybody's race here. The race is on. Voidova on the front. Burger looking over her shoulder.
Tall Dutch woman and Anna Mears. Now she has to go 3 wide. Will she have the speed coming off the last bend?
Rebecca James also on the outside, but it's Ellen Lindley. He's going to take the gold medal for the Netherlands. You cannot believe it. Rebecca James finishes in silver medal position. Here she is on the podium with a silver medal around her neck.
Amazing. So I don't know about you. Yeah, I was gonna say that's really
what a baby.
Yeah, does that feel like a long time ago now?
Oh
like how does that
gosh, yeah, gosh, it's 10 years this year, which is crazy, and I look so young. My gosh, I've aged.
So how did that moment feel for you, winning 2 silver medals at the Olympic Games in Rio?
Oh, takes me back. Do you know what? I watched the Kieran and I actually feel so frustrated when I watch it. I remember being in that race and I was at the back and I just thought I didn't want to go too early and not have the legs. And there was just, it was such a fast race and I just never found the right moment. And I was like at the back panicking. I was like, oh my God, it's a lap to go. And I'm still like at the back. And I just thought, well, I've just got to go. There's 200 meters to go. So I just went with everything. And I thought, this is the long way around. But I thought, I'm coming with quite a bit of speed here. I think I'm going to do okay. I think I might get a medal. But it's just the frustration that I wish I could have ridden it differently. But yeah, silver medal, I'll take it.
Yeah, it's incredible. Like you literally must pass like the whole field within the last like 50 meters. And I actually remember it was probably the
Oh,
most nerve-wracking but most exciting race I've ever watched because I was there in Rio
yeah.
too. Obviously
I
very
can still feel what my legs felt like in that moment. I just don't remember them feeling like jelly, and I just thought, just go. And then I don't remember it being a hard race, like just go. And I just like your legs are almost numb with like adrenaline. And yeah, no, it was great to get a silver. Obviously wanted to get gold, and yeah, it was just such an incredible experience.
definitely. And what was the Olympic Games like for you as a whole experience?
Oh, Olympic Games. It feels like a little bit of a distant memory now. From like start to finish, I think it's the whole build up, when you go and get all your kits, you get your kit out day, like the experience of that was just incredible. It's like it's not just going to the Olympics, it's like the whole run up, it's the excitement. I feel like we had a really big build up, and then you go on the holding camp, and we had a 2-week holding camp in Newport and using all the Olympic kit and tapering, and then getting on the flight to Rio, and then getting to the village. And then I think once we're in the village, you kind of just go into your real like race bubble. So you took in that experience of like going into the food hall and this just looking around, but you're also in race mode as well. So it was very much, got to rest your legs, got to take it easy. We've just got to think about best performance possible. So rest, rest, rest. So it was hard because you don't really soak up any of the atmosphere beforehand. We had a sort of a quick look around, like took it all in, and then you go from the village to the velodrome, velodrome to the village, but like very much like back to your room to do nothing. So and then obviously the racing. It was just like, to be honest, it's just like another bike race. I remember just trying to think, it's just a normal velodrome. It's no different to any other velodrome I raced on, and tried not to overthink that it was the Olympics. And I was thinking, oh, like a few times it like crosses your mind. You're like, oh my gosh, this is the Olympics. This is the pinnacle. This is everything. And then I was like, it's just another race. Forget about all these people that are watching. You just go out and do your thing and enjoy it. So, and then yeah, and then obviously the aftermath of the Olympics and the medals and the atmosphere and soaking it all up. It was just incredible. It's a moment I wish I could relive.
Amazing. Um, would you say, like, obviously the Olympics is, as you said, like the pinnacle? Like, would you say there's other moments in your career which really stand out as highlights as well, or is that far above the others?
Yeah, I'd say like 2013 was my big year. Sort of when I really um got myself out there at a senior level. It was the World Championships in Belarus. I won my first 2 world titles, and that was just the most incredible experience. And gosh, I was so young. I think I was 21. And I came away from that World Champs with 4 medals, 2 golds and 2 bronzes. And I feel like that was just incredible. And then, to be honest, I had a few more World Champs medals in between. And then it was like from that to the Olympics, it was like those are the 2 standout moments. I'd say even like taking me back to the Commonwealth Games in Delhi, it was like that feels like a lifetime ago. Now I really was young and I was a baby. I think I've been 18. And it was like that big moment, that big competition. Then I'd say it was Commonwealth Games, onto the World Championships, onto the Olympics, and they were the 3 I wanted to tick off, and that's what I got. I managed to get medals in them all.
Oh, incredible. I actually still have like really vivid memories of being in like a music class, probably in about year 8, and our music teacher let us put the Commonwealth Games on TV. And yeah, I just remember like my whole
Oh,
class was cheering for you. So it's kind of a surreal moment for me to think back to that too.
oh
Um,
wow.
so you're probably going to hate the next picture I'm going to show.
Oh
So
gosh.
this is going back in time, but it's kind of just because I want to ask you a bit more about like where it all started for you.
Okay.
So this is even longer
Ah,
ago. So yeah, it's just kind of
that's
like,
cute.
where did it all start for you with cycling? And also like, how did you get into sprint cycling?
Oh gosh, where did it all start? So it actually started when I was in primary school. I was in year 6 and it was a after school club. And a lovely guy in the village would take after school cycling clubs. And he just said to me, "You're really talented. You should come and race with me and my son." Um, so that's when I sort of fell in love with riding the bike. I went off and did my first few mountain bike races. Um, and so I would have been 11 years old. And then I don't remember what happened in between then. I remember riding my bike and going to a few races. But I was really into horses then. So like it was a bit of horses, bit of bikes. And then when I was 13, it was talent team testing. And they came around the school. And myself and my brother Gareth, we both went for the testing. And I remember we were both very good on the bikes because we kind of just rode our bikes everywhere. I used to ride my bikes to the horse riding stables. I just felt like I was on a bike a lot. So I don't know, maybe that's where like the talent came from, just like spending a lot of my time riding. And then it was the talent team test, and we both got onto the Welsh talent team then. I was 13. And then that's when cycling took over my life. And it was like no looking back from that point. And it was like trying every discipline, riding on the velodrome, cyclocross, mountain bike, road, circuits. Um, so I tried a bit of everything. And then I think I had quite a natural talent from a young age of sprinting. My mum has always said to me since I was about 2 years old, I've had these big chunky legs. And she was like, "You've always had strong thighs. You've never had a skinny leg." And I think I've always been like quite strong naturally. And then yeah, from quite early on in my cycling days, that's when like I knew I was not an endurance cyclist. I was definitely a sprinter. And I was 15 then, and I got onto the national sprint squad, the GB national sprint squad. It was the Olympic development program, and that was for sprint. And then my training started to focus on sprint at this point. And then I got onto the GB program then when I moved to Manchester when I was 18, and then that was my life. It was sprint cycling, and that was it. So yeah, I'd say from a really young age, it was quite noticeable that I was going to be a sprinter. I think that's why they noticed me. It was the talent team test, and you do. Am I right for you thinking it's a 3-minute test and then you do some 6-second sprints on the bike?
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I'm pretty sure I had like a very high power, and they were like, "Oh, she's pretty strong." So yeah, from a young age. So yeah,
Oh,
it's been a long time.
and it's funny because my mum is actually sitting in the same room as me, and she was laughing as you were saying about the big legs.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, can you just quickly tell everyone maybe a little bit about this photo? I don't know if you'll actually remember this day, but I think
Actually, I do.
yeah.
Do you know what? That was after the World Championships. And Adidas had come to the site. I'm sure it was after the World Championships because I remember getting this pink coat. I know this is ridiculous. I remember the pink coat. Yeah, that's after I was 21 there. It was after the World Champs, and I went down to the cycling club. And I remember, yeah, I took my jerseys and my medals, and I just remember all of the club coming to see my medals and jerseys from after the World Champs. So yeah, I do remember that moment.
Oh, I love that. I mean, that's just like such a powerful moment of inspiration. Like I recognize a lot of these faces because obviously this is my local cycling club too. So it's just
Yeah.
yeah, it's so amazing for
And
like
all very
opportunities
grown
and
up now, not looking
yeah,
like that.
yes, yeah, definitely. Okay, amazing. So kind of skipping a bit of a phase now. Obviously you said
Yeah.
you've been retired now like almost what 9, 10 years. So what's life
Yeah.
been like for you in retirement or post, being a professional athlete, and especially kind of like what are you doing now? Because I know over the last year or so you've really found something you're passionate about.
Okay, well, I'd say it's been a roller coaster 9, 10 years. It's taken me a while to figure out what I wanted to do. I in 2017, I set up my own baking business and I made wedding cakes, which I loved, and I love making cakes, and I love all the intricate detail, pleasing people. And then in 2020, I had my first child, and then obviously it was COVID, so sort of everything was on the back burner. And then shortly after, in 2021, I had my second child. So work was put on the back foot. And then actually it was coming up 2 years ago that we moved to the south of France. And I was like, very much enjoying the south of France life. And I was like, enjoying Rose, enjoying the
Bex,
sunshine. And
sorry,
then,
Bex, just to interrupt you. You're cutting out a little bit then, so I don't know if it's a good idea.
oh
I know because it was going well. I don't know if it's a good idea to maybe turn your camera off for it. I don't know.
no.
Hard to
Okay.
say.
Yeah. Hang on one
It was
second.
only
Let
a
me.
little bit cutting out, but maybe if you just repeat what you just said after that, because I kind of missed that.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So yeah, we moved to the south of France. It'll be two years in July, and in the September they start school quite early here. So our two boys started school full time, and I think it was the first time I sort of felt like, oh, I feel like I need to do something. And then I was like, what am I going to do? And I just started to get back into training. I signed up for a half marathon. And then I signed up for London Marathon, and I was like, right, I love training. It makes me so happy. I love helping people, and I love strength training. So why not start doing my PT training? So that's what I decided to do. And I have completely and utterly fallen in love with it. I feel like it's been the making of me over the last year. Um, I feel like a different person. I feel like I've got so much drive, and I love helping people. I love training myself, and I definitely feel like I found my calling in life again, which is really nice. So yeah, it's been probably like a great time. I think it just for me, it was like the boys going into school full time. I found some time for myself again, and yeah, just like found my passion and my love. So yeah, it's been a really good time living here.
Oh, amazing. No, that sounds so good. And can you tell everyone a little bit about this like community that obviously you've started, this women's community?
On my app.
Yeah, because I think I just think it's
Okay,
brilliant. And I'm
so
sure you never know, there might be people on this
okay,
call who
yeah.
would be interested in joining it.
Okay, yeah. So I have started up an app with SW7, and that's Sam Warburton. He's a good friend of mine, and we decided, well, I kind of went to him, how do I go about setting up my own app and training people? And he was like, well, we could do it together, which was amazing because like having his background and like all of the help that they've given me has been incredible. So to be honest, it started off that I made myself a little fitness page because I was just training at home, and I was kind of putting it on a time lapse, and I was like uploading what I was doing. I was just doing dumbbell training at home because that's all I could fit in. The boys had a 9 week summer holiday. So I was like, right, I'm just going to share the workouts. And then I put on my Instagram, does anyone want to be in a little group? And I can just upload some workouts. And then I think like over 200 people replied to me. And I was like, how do I put 200 people that I don't follow in my favorite group to share these workouts? And I was like, this is really complicated. So I was like, right, I'm going to start my own little fitness page and just share some workouts. And then this is when me and Sam got talking, and it all happened very quickly. It was much quicker than I thought it was. And then basically at this point, I was like, right, I want to share. We decided to call it 30 Minutes Strong because I love strength training. And I was like, I want people in the same situation as me that, couldn't access the gym or have kids at home, short of time, to do 30-minute workouts at home to get themselves strong. So this is where 30 Minutes Strong with myself came up with. And then as part of, so we've got 30 minutes strong, and then within the app there's also like a more advanced 12-week training program, which is like, you can go to a gym and it's got your squats, your hip thrusts, your deadlifts, and your full body strength training, and a few conditioning sessions in there as well. So you've got access to both. If you want a more advanced, or if you want to do the 30-minute training at home, that's also in there. And then within the app, it's a women's only app, and I just wanted to create a little community where women, and we can all discuss like how we're feeling, just being able to talk to other people about training, about periods, about menopause, just how their weeks have been, and the lack of sleep, how diets up and down, and just sharing like the highs and lows of everything. So I'm really trying to create, like, encourage everyone to talk within the app, and it's really lovely. I love it when people send me messages, and I love it when people want to message me directly and check in. And so I'm really trying to create this lovely little community, because I think it's just nice when you've got other women to support you, and everyone in the app is supporting me, and I'm doing my best to support them. So I'm like, I try to be active in it daily, and it's just nice to have people like starting chats, and I can see within the app like messaging each other, and it's really lovely. So it's good. Yeah, it's just lush.
No, it sounds incredible, and it's just challenges, and life is made so much easier when you can like share that with other people and encourage each other. So I think it's so important to sort of like have that community that you share that with. So no, it's brilliant, and I'll make sure I share. Maybe, I don't know, Bex, if you do have a link we can share on the chat, or I can always like send an email out afterwards. So if people want to follow you on your Instagram, or want to have a look at that community, then they can do that.
Yeah, amazing.
Okay, cool. So kind of moving on a little bit then to like strength training. I've got a couple more questions, and then I will let other people ask questions too. So
Okay.
what so I guess maybe the first thing is like, why is strength training important for people to do? And then probably bearing in mind, I guess an extra question is that this call has people who are women and who are cyclists, and I know that kind of brings in two extra factors. So why should people do strength training?
Wow, it's a very good question. I think, for women, especially as we get older, we lose muscle very quickly. And I think it's just about, most importantly, just being able to support our everyday lives, and being strong as we get older. I feel like, honestly, for me, just having two young boys, they're very big boys. I feel like I personally just need to be strong to look after them. So it's just like, I think it stopped me from picking up injuries. It's just made me feel like a different person. I feel so strong in like every aspect of life, that I think strength training is it just makes you feel good. And it gives you so much more, like, I don't know, it makes you feel good in your day-to-day life. Stronger walking, stronger going up the stairs. Like, it's just the simple things. It's like, for me, okay, maybe I'm like striving for so much right now. I'm like, I want to go faster at my high boxes, but for a while it was just, when I first started back in strength training, it was about being strong for my boys, and strong just in my daily life. So I think for women, it's just really important to be able to do that. And then in the cycling side of things, well, I started strength training actually when I was 13, and it was a very long time ago. And I completely fell in love with strength training from a young age. And they actually said to me, "Oh, would you consider trying out for weightlifting squad?" Because I loved training in the gym so much. And then with cycling, I've been so I started strength training when I was 13, and because it was specifically for sprint, I've been strength training sort of twice a week since I was 13 until I retired. Sometimes it was 3 times a week, but it was very much about just building up strength in my legs, doing your squats, deadlifts, your single leg press, your double leg press, just fully building up strength and also having a strong core and a strong upper body. So yeah, I've been strength training for a very long time, even though I did lose myself a bit after retirement. It was a huge part of my career. So yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think like obviously as well, I think almost I want to mention on that, like as a sprint cyclist, the strength training is like, as you said, like huge. You're like in the gym almost as much as you're on the bike. And people kind of understand that. But I think it's almost important to mention like, even as a endurance cyclist or a recreational
Yeah.
cyclist, strength training is also hugely beneficial, right?
Absolutely. Well, the endurance skills were in the gym just as much as I was. So obviously my side of things, like just seeing what I did, but it's so important, like whatever training you do, like whether you're a marathon runner or a I don't know, but anything, like nearly every athlete around the world does strength training. It's so important. It like protects your joints, it just builds you up to be a stronger person. And I trained for so once I moved out here, I started doing a little bit of dumbbell training, and then I signed up for the half marathon and the marathon, but I did zero strength training when I trained for them both. And I managed to stay in one piece and pick up no injuries. But I never really got to a good level of running. And I always wanted to start my strength training, and I kept on delaying it. I was like, I'm going to have sore muscles. I don't want to strength train. I'm just going to carry on my running. Whereas now I run 3 to 4 times a week. And I'm in the gym strength training 3 times a week. And I am so much faster and stronger at running because of the strength training I do. So I basically spent a bit of time getting strong in the gym, and then I introduced running again. And I'm a completely different runner to what I was this time last year when I did no strength training. So it just shows, like, it building up that muscle in your body, what it actually does to you.
Yeah, definitely. No, that's really, really interesting actually when you see that in practice. And I
Yeah.
also think with cyclists, like sometimes obviously we all absolutely love riding bikes, and like I'm guilty for it myself, that like you can become obsessed with that and then all you do is ride a bike. But actually when you're kind of thinking of like your physical health as a whole, it's maybe not that healthy to be very like one dimensional. And
No.
kind of like you mentioned at things that like, you do need that core strength and, the strength in your muscles to stop the knee pain as well. And also like, I know we haven't mentioned it yet, but like kind of bone density. And obviously with women, that's really important as well, right? Having that like impact.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say, if you're riding your bike every day and you're not getting that impact, that's when bone density problems can come. So strength training is only ever going to benefit. It might be quite daunting to start. You think, oh, where do I start? What do I do? And it's just about doing like the basic movements. And this is very much what I do as part of my program. It's not about doing these, I don't know, like workouts online that like, dumbbell workouts that don't really mean anything. It's like the repetitive same exercises over and over. Your squats, your deadlifts, your split squat, or your Bulgarians, your calf raises, just really simple exercises like over and over. Um, it doesn't have to be anything special, even if it's just starting off at body weight. It can feel quite daunting starting out, but yeah, I think it's just so important. Like you said, looking after your knees when you're cycling. And if you're doing a long ride, you do need to have a strong core and you need to have a strong upper body, and it will just benefit you in the long run. It's hard to start, but once you can put strength training in your program a few times a week, your cycling will just get better and better.
Definitely. Okay, I'm going to stop myself from asking any more questions because I feel like we could just talk
Okay.
for an hour like this. So I'm going to
Okay.
stop sharing my screen, and then it would be awesome if people just want to ask whatever questions they want. I mean, obviously, it can still be about strength training, but actually, if you just want to ask Becky a little bit about her experiences of a cyclist, I'm sure she won't mind answering those questions too. So I'm going to stop sharing. Um, And then, yeah, open it up to the floor. So if anyone does want to just say anything in the chat or speak over by unmuting themselves, then please go for it. And don't be shy.
Yeah, don't be shy. I am happy to talk about anything if anyone has any questions. No pressure if not.
Well, I have one more to give people some
Okay.
time to have a think about it. And
Okay.
you kind of hinted at it then a little bit about like things being a little bit daunting and kind of not knowing where to start. And you said about some exercises that people should do. And it was funny just
Yeah.
because you mentioned like deadlifts, and I've always been like terrified of deadlifts. And I don't really know if I see
Yeah.
them as an easy exercise. So if someone is doing like very low level sort of body weight gym, and maybe they do want to start up in that and actually doing some weights, like have you got any recommendations of kind of like where they might start, like how do they go about finding out how to do these exercises? What's the best way to sort of
Oh,
like
well, funny enough, I've got an app that helps with that. No, do you know what? It's just starting out simple. If it's just starting out with body weight exercises at home, maybe thinking about a double leg exercise, like doing a body weight squat, and then you could focus on a single leg, like doing a reverse lunge or a Bulgarian. And it's just like kind of breaking down parts of your body. So thinking about your quads and your hamstrings, your glutes, putting in some calf raises, and then you want to think about your upper body. So, just doing body weight press ups is such a great exercise to do. And then always bringing in some strength, core strength. So your plank, your side plank, just keeping it really basic to start. So just basic exercises. No, it doesn't have to be anything out there, but it's just repeating them. So, and then ideally building in some weight would be great.
Okay, awesome. You make it sound so simple.
Yeah, I guess I've done it for a very long time. So it is for me, I've been in new programs, and it seems crazy, but myself and Sam also spoke about it. It is just about doing those exercises over and over and over, and your muscles building up, and changing your reps and changing the weight. And just, I guess for me, like a big part is now is making sure I have enough protein in my diet, because I've been working hard and I want to build muscle. And yeah, since September, I've like completely changed my diet and just like hugely upped my protein. And honestly, it has completely transformed my body. I wish I'd been more knowledgeable when I was in my 20s when I was cycling. Even though we had nutrition help, I think back then I was in my mind, it was like, I guess eating less. Which is crazy, but I know that's what I used to think was the right thing to do, to be leaner. But now I eat a lot of food and a lot of protein, and I can see my body changing and building muscle. And I was like, oh, I wish I was like this when I was cycling, because I think I could have been a lot better. So yeah, it's just like, I guess, learning as you get older.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, does anyone have any questions or even any thoughts? Rhiannon, go for it.
Hello.
Hey.
How many times a week would you suggest to do like half hour? Because you see some gym programs and they like say 5 days a week and then have one rest day and then
Yeah.
your other days like go for whatever. But then you
Yeah.
see others that say like 2 days a week is enough. So it's quite hard
Yeah.
to work out what's good and not.
It's basically what works for you. I'd say you ideally want to do a full body strength, an upper body, and a lower body. And if you can fit in three, then that's fine. Like if you can fit in four, that's great. But I would just say 3 strength sessions a week is fine. And then like if you want to go out for a run, or if you want to go out on your bike, or do some sort of conditioning, but doing 3 strength sessions a week would be ideal.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Are
Yeah.
you still getting a benefit if you only do one? That's me asking from a personal perspective.
Well, I mean, one is definitely better than none. So yeah, you will definitely get a benefit as long as if you're keeping it the same, not chopping and changing what you're doing every week. That's when you won't get any benefits. But if you're doing the same exercises each week and increasing your weight or increasing the reps, then you will notice changes. And
Okay.
then obviously it's not forever. It's not forever that you have to do the same exercises. You need to do like a 4 to 5 week block of the same exercises, building up strength over that block, and then you'll move on to something else then. So you need your body needs time to adapt.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay, we've actually got a question in the chat. So, what would be your normal breakfast? That's from Kate.
Oh, that's very easy because I am a creature of habit. I have the same thing nearly every day at the moment, and it changes in the winter, it changes in the seasons. But at the moment, I have protein porridge. So I have 40 grams of oats, 200 ml of semi-skim milk. I add a portion of protein powder, so like maybe like 15 to 20 gram portion of protein powder. And then I add 100 grams of skyr yogurt, and then I add 50 grams of frozen raspberries, and I have the same thing every day.
I have
It's
the
so
same thing every
boring, but
day.
I honestly, I it works. I can train on it and it doesn't repeat on me, and digest very well. And I know it's got about, I think it's just under, it's between 30 and 40 grams of protein in a portion. And it fills me up for the morning and I am good to go. So yeah, very boring. But at the moment, same thing every day. I do make protein pancakes once a week. But yeah, protein porridge. All about protein at the moment.
Awesome. Cool. Any other questions? Or any other thoughts from anyone? No? No, that's fine. Well,
Okay.
I won't keep anyone for any longer, but I will share I think I can share over email, maybe Becky, your Instagram, and also maybe a
Yeah.
link to how people could join the community if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Because I think
Amazing.
it sounds like an awesome opportunity to be a part of.
Oh, thanks,
Um,
Faye.
no problem. And just before we end, I'm just gonna just have a quick promote of a few other sort of things going on. So if you are local to Cardiff, then tomorrow night I am actually on the other side of the questions, and I'm being interviewed myself about my own cycling journey, with a focus on kind of like supporting people to get into racing. So if anyone's local to Cardiff and wants to listen to me more, then it would be awesome to see you there. I know there's some other events coming up, so if anyone's into off-road cycling and around the Southeast Wales area as well, we're running a women's mountain bike day. This is me and Anna Buckland at Mountain View Bike Park on the 26th of April, so I can share that link after the session as well. And Charlie, I see you're on the call. I wondered if you wanted to give a little bit of a promotion for your event I know you got coming up as well.
Hi everyone. Sorry, I wasn't expecting that.
Sorry, you on the spot.
No worries at all. Hi everyone, I'm Charlie from Havard Trail. So we are Wales's newest bike park. We're an uplift venue between Lampeter and Llandelo is the best kind of geographical description I can give you. And we have we've always been, because I'm involved and I love these sort of things, we've always been quite good with our women's events and our women and girl centric events. And we have the first of our women's events coming up in the form of a Women's Day on the 16th of May. Tickets are available. We've got a huge array of brilliant supporters that are going to be coming along, and really, really, really excited for the day. We have a range of trails here, so if you're relatively new to off-road riding, you'll be very welcome and you'll still have a brilliant day, or versus somebody that's been shredding it for years. So either way, you'd be very welcome.
Amazing. It sounds so good. I'm actually very sad I can't make it myself. So
I'm gutted. I'm gutted that you're not able to make it.
Yeah.
But we do have Bex Owens. She's confirmed today that she's going to come, so that's really exciting.
Awesome. Good.
Yeah. I did put a quick comment on the post, but I think I sort of might have got missed. Is the women's community within the app?
It's within the yeah, so it's
S47 app.
basically for
Okay.
everyone that's yeah, it's for everyone that joins the SW7 app and that is doing the training, so everyone can sort of discuss what training they're doing, because everyone that's on the 30 minute strong does the same training, so
Okay.
they can all discuss it. And yeah, it's really lovely. So I'm trying to encourage people to chat in it and talk about their feelings and just talk about anything really. And it's just, yeah, I really want to just try and create this lovely women's community.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
Thank you, Becky. It's been
that's
really
Thank you.
interesting.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Oh, thank you very much.
I was just going to say that's exactly what we're trying to do through these meetings. So we actually have
Yeah.
a WhatsApp group as well, and we try and run these meetings and have events going on, trying to create that sort of like community in Wales as well. So I'm just going to put a link in the chat. So if anyone wants to have a look on that page on Beicio Cymru, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's somewhere you can sign up to a new like Woman in Cycling newsletter that I'm forming. So if there's any events and opportunities in the future, if you're signed up to that, I'm going to email them out directly to anyone who signed up via that list. So you can try and kind of keep people more aware of opportunities as and when they come up. And then just a final plug that in 2 months' time, when we do the next one of these meetings, we're going to do a bit of a focus on like marketing and social media. So I've got a couple of people who are going to come and do some short talks on like how they've used maybe like some form of marketing or social media to promote what they do. So that might be like coaching or ride leadership or running other sort of communities. And then, yeah, have some focused discussion on like how we can try and reach new audiences and stuff through social media. So, yeah, it'd be great if you wanted to come to that. And again, if you go onto the link I've sent to the chat and scroll down, there's like an events part of it, and on there is a really good place to kind of keep up with like any sort of woman specific cycling events in Wales. Okay, so yeah, sorry about all of those little promotion at the end, but I think that's it. So thank you so much, Becky, for joining. I really enjoyed
Thank
that
you very
myself.
much for having me.
No, it's great.
Good, thanks, Bea.
I know, thank you very much. And yeah, great to see everyone. And I hope you have a great week and see you soon. Okay, goodbye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Bye.